WGAL News 8 starts with breaking news.
And good afternoon, everyone. I'm Brian Roach. That breaking news: the president has just canceled this afternoon's signing of a housing bill at the Capitol. The president says he won't sign the bill until a voting bill passes in Congress first. The housing bill is designed to increase the supply of housing and bring prices down. Instead, the president is having lunch with Republican senators for the first time in more than a year. He's pressured senators for months to focus on his proof of citizenship voting bill. Senators say they hope the meeting will focus on unity and not on disagreements. The cancellation of that housing bill signing comes after both chambers of Congress, passed a resolution trying to limit Trump's war in Iran. News 8's Rachel Hersheimer has more on this from Washington.
Overnight, the president said senators who voted for the War Powers resolution are making his job even more difficult when it comes to finalizing a deal with Iran. The resolution calls for the president to seek congressional approval before carrying out further military actions against Iran. Now, while the legislation doesn't have any practical effect, it's largely symbolic. It shows concern from Democrats and a growing number of Republicans when it comes to the war. Now, the absence of 2 GOP senators prevented Republicans from blocking the measure. The 4 Republicans who voted for the resolution include Senators Lisa Murkowski, Susan Collins, Rand Paul, and Bill Cassidy. Democratic Senator John Fetterman voted against it.
The debate before us is not a question of whether the MOU signed by the United States and Iran is perfect, but rather the debate is about whether continuing the war would make things better.
The Iranians are going to simply stand up and walk away from negotiations. They're going to say this thing's over. The Congress has told the President of the United States, leave us alone. We can do whatever we want to do.
The passing of this resolution comes as the Pentagon is preparing to ask Congress for $80 billion to cover the cost of this war. In Washington, I'm Rachel Hersheimer.
New at noon today, relief could be coming to the pump. Today, U.S. crude oil prices dropped below $70 a barrel as oil tankers began moving through the Strait of Hormuz. We're learning new details about a deadly shooting that killed a 15-year-old in New York's Penn Park. Court documents say the shooting stemmed from an argument in an Instagram group chat with people from rival gangs threatening each other. The documents say on the night of May the 5th, a group, including the victim, Daquan Harris, were standing near the basketball courts at Penn Park. Officers say they saw a car on security footage drive past the courts and the front and rear passengers of the car shoot at the group, killing Harris. The documents say officers found 19 shell casings from 2 different guns at the scene. York police have now issued an arrest warrant for 17-year-old Kavion Shu. Shu is being charged as an adult in the shooting death of Daquan Harris, again at May 5th in Penn Park.
He's not going to be able to hide forever. He understands where the first individual is currently. Just turn yourself in.
Police have also charged 15-year-old Troy Brown Jr., who was arrested on May 27th. The district attorney credited surveillance video for helping investigators identify the suspects. A shots fired incident was reported last night in Harrisburg. 911 dispatchers say police responded just before 9 to Walnut Street near North 19th Street, where a vehicle was hit. There was no word on whether or not anyone was injured. Newberry Township supervisors in York County voted to offer an outside candidate the job as police chief after the unexpected resignation of Chief Stephen Lutz 6 months ago. Some residents who attended last night's supervisors meeting voiced support for interim chief Braxton Diddy to be the full-time chief. Diddy, who has been with that department for more than 15 years, was not listed as a final candidate for the position. Township supervisors voted to extend a conditional job offer to State Police Captain Farzad Sharif, who has more than 30 years of state police experience. The offer is contingent on a background check, while current Newberry Township Police voiced support for Diddy after the vote.
We believe Mr. Sharif possesses the experience, leadership, ability, and professional qualifications necessary to lead our police department into the future.
His leadership is exemplified by the fact that he has so many people that follow him and are willing to stick their neck out publicly for him. That's pretty rare in this career field.
Township supervisors did not say if Diddy was ever a candidate for the position. Of the 11 people to apply, Newberry Township's manager said they spent $18,000 for the Pennsylvania Chiefs of Police Association to help narrow down the candidate list. 911 dispatchers say a piece of equipment at the Purdue agribusiness plant on River Road in Kenoi Township, Lancaster County, caught fire around 3:30 this morning. They say firefighters got that blaze under control in less than an hour. So we fire up our News 8 Skycam network right now. Some pretty blue skies, some light fluffy clouds, a pretty nice summer looking day out there. Here's meteorologist Ryan Argenti.
Yeah, we're seeing mainly sunny conditions across the area. In York right now, you can see just some puffy white clouds in the background there. Temperatures right into the mid 70s with a light wind out of the north. It feels like 76 out there, but the dew point 55 degrees makes it feel quite comfy across the area. But we are tracking more rain and storm chances late this week. Wetter for our Saturday, but then drier for Sunday. Then we're going to be trending hotter and drier heading into next week. Temperatures into the mid to upper 70s for the majority of the area, with those dew points into the lower to mid 50s. Certainly makes it feel comfy out there. Certainly a great day for our Wednesday. It'll remain mostly sunny through the rest of this afternoon. We'll top out in the lower 80s. We'll be mainly clear overnight tonight with lows dropping down into the 60s. But we'll have more on that full forecast, Brian, coming up here in just a few more minutes.
Community members showed up for a supervisors meeting in South Hanover Township, Dauphin County, to voice their concerns about 2 applications for data centers.
We're concerned about hyperscale invading our neighborhoods, making noise. Please, please give us all the protections you possibly can.
A post on the township's Facebook page says the Board of Supervisors received a request to develop almost 250 acres of land into a data center. The property is on the site of a former quarry in the Township Industrial Park District. The board also says it received a request from the same company to operate a data center on an area of land bigger than the Industrial Park District. The zoning hearing board will consider at least the first application at a meeting, which will be advertised.
We need you residents to show up, get engaged, and be prepared to present testimony before that zoning hearing board about the real impacts these type of facilities bring.
According to the board's website, the next zoning hearing board meeting scheduled for July 20th at 7 p.m. However, it's not clear if the board will hear that application at that point in time. Tonight, Lancaster City Council is holding a special meeting to amend the zoning code for A1 data centers. The proposed ordinance would allow current data center projects as a special exception. Those include a project on Greenfield Road and Harrisburg Pike. The city has a community benefit agreement with the developers of those projects to make the zoning exception while also requiring the developers to use low noise systems, clean energy that produces little to no greenhouse gases, and a loop system to reuse water. The hearing on that agreement is set for tonight for 6 p.m. at City Hall. Hundreds of advocates were in Harrisburg advocating for data center regulation. The group Food and Water Watch is calling for legislation that would establish a 3-year moratorium on all projects. They say they're concerned about public health, electricity, and noise concerns. They're also demanding transparency from these developers.
The reason that we even came to Harrisburg is to tell the people in this building that won't come to our homes, they won't come to our communities or our meetings, that we're not going to take it anymore, and we're not going to take backroom deals happening in this building anymore.
Some local communities are establishing data center moratoriums of their own. It's been a major sticking point for the candidates for Pennsylvania governor, with both candidates calling for new regulations to scale back development. Many summer camps around the Susquehanna Valley are now getting into full swing, including the summer STEM camps at the Lancaster Science Factory. News 8's Cameron Lobley has more on what children can expect there.
All right, summer camps are officially underway here at the Lancaster Science Factory. I'm here with Joanne Trues, the education manager here at the Science Factory. Joanne, there's a lot of popular programs on offer here. Can you talk a little bit about what we're seeing this summer?
Sure. Well, right now we're here in one of the classrooms. It's called the Makerspace, and we are currently displaying our 3D printing camp. It's comes with high popular demand. We added a 3rd camp this year just because of how many kids really want to come and experience what 3D printers are. And we have a whole different array of 3D printers. But it's not just engineering. So if you follow me, you can also explore our physics area.
Okay, and what do we got over here?
So we have our pendulum snake, exploring all of the different types of physics throughout this entire wing. We also explore our engineering topics, and engineering topics such as building a bridge, how you can make something stable so if a car wants to go across it, it doesn't fall into the lake. We also have art camps too. The science of art is very important to us because we believe that you're going to find science everywhere. So we also explore some of the behind the scenes utilizing our rock and roll stage.
That's pretty cool.
Yes.
I like this a lot.
We also talk about the science of art, so the chemistry behind some things that happen in art processes, sun art, as well as how to make plaster out of milk. I know that sounds pretty interesting. It can be a little smelly, but it's a lot of fun. A lot of hands-on learning.
That's very cool, and a wide variety of stuff that you guys are really teaching here. Keeping that learning going even when the school bells are not ringing anymore. What's important about making sure that kids are having fun but also learning at the same time?
Well, I mean, that's exactly it. Having fun while you're learning, keeping that curiosity going, making sure that families are engaged too, and that everything can be science. And you can learn a lot just from, you know, tossing a paper airplane to climbing a bridge, to creating your own dam way of water and seeing how boats move. We also explore the science of bubbles, and you can immerse yourself inside a bubble. So there's a lot of fun to be had with science.
Yeah, definitely, and this is a very popular program that you guys have on offer. Many of them sold out right now, actually. You guys have so many kids coming to take part in this summer camp, but a lot of those programs still available for registration right now. You can find out how to register on the Lancaster Science Factory website. We're live in Lancaster. Cameron Lobley, WGAL News 8.